The Lupin collection are dangerous pieces of items that were once collected by the arson Lupin. Now, they have been stolen by a group of interdimensional beings known as the Gangler. However, a group of teens unite to not only take back the Lupin collection and live up to the original arson Lupin, they also wish to bring back their loved ones who were once lost due to the Gangler's dangerous activities. But these aren't the only heroes that fight against the Gangler. There is another team, and they fight for justice. Stop right there, you thief! You've been able to escape all this time, but now you've got nowhere to go. Warning. What did you say?
I said, I'll give you a warning.
I'm gonna take you down! It's showtime.
Hey, what's up guys, Roberto here, back at it again with another video, and today I'm reviewing the Deluxe VS Changer from Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger vs Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. Now guys, the VS Changer is the newest changer for the newest Super Sentai team that debuted this year, and that is the let me get ready to say this really long name. The Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger vs Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. And the theme for this year is cops versus robbers, or robbers versus cops, thieves versus cops, however you want to say it. And it's the very first time in Super Sentai history when it's two teams, you know, at the same time. This has never been done before. And while it is two teams, they kind of use the same kind of system. They use the same changer to transform. They use the same type of gimmick. So it's not really like two different teams. It's more like this, just two separate, well, you're going to say teams, who kind of, like, they revolve themselves around the same type of technology and stuff. So you can kind of say that. But it does look like two different teams, because when you look at the suits, it's kind of, they look kind of alike, but at the same time they don't look like the same type of suits. For example, here I have the vinyls for the Lupinranger, the Red Ranger, and the Patranger Red Ranger. As you see right here, this guy is a cop, and this guy is a robber. And you guys see the thief, or whatever you want to call him, a robber or whatever. He's wearing like a cape, and he has like a big like hat, you know, that, you know, thieves use or whatever. I'm pretty sure thieves have hats and stuff. And then the Patranger Ichigo, he has a whole cop theme, and you can see the cop hat and stuff, and the little emblem he has there and stuff. And yeah, so it's really cool. When I saw these suits last year, I was really excited because it was just so cool that they would be using two teams at the same time. It had never been done before, so it blew my mind. And the toys look really, really cool. The mecha, the changer, the VS changer. You know, it's a gun changer, and we just had a gun changer like a few years ago with Ranger. It's just really cool how they transform, and yeah, so we're gonna get to all that stuff. And yeah, guys, but just the basics. I got this off of HLJ, HobbyLinkJapan.com, along with some other stuff from Patranger vs Lupinranger. And yeah, and I got this for, I believe, $35. But I bought a bunch of other stuff, so I got discounted shipping and all that. I think this is not my first time buying stuff from Hobby Link Japan. I bought there before with Juoger, and I think I bought there one time with Ninja. I'm not sure. And yeah, but they're a really cool website. You guys should check them out if you want to get any Super Sentai stuff from this year, from the past year. I'll have a link in the description down below to the website. And yeah, and I plan on getting more stuff from that website soon, like the mecha, because I don't have the Lupinranger, Patranger mechas yet. And yeah, guys, and also this thing came out around February, so I'm a little late. I actually got this like a week after the show debuted. Like, we're in like episode 9 of Lupinranger, Patranger yet already. And I got this thing like literally a week after the first episode aired. And that's like the first time I've gotten Sentai toys like right after the show came out. Like I usually get it like 2 months afterwards, and I review it in like June, you know, basically like 3 months later, and you know that everybody's already reviewed it, and I'm the one reviewing it new. And yeah, and I got bad luck. My computer broke down for an entire month, so I'm actually a month late already. So even if I got it a week after the show came out, you know, I'm still reviewing it late, but you know, I have it. You know, at least I have it now, you know, I might as well review it now than review it in June, and yeah. So, anyways, this thing comes with the VS Changer, the Red Dial Fighter, which is the gimmick of the season. It's these little vehicles that you insert in it and it makes sound and stuff, and it also comes with the Really cool card. We'll check all these things out. I just want to cover one more thing. Since Lupinranger, Patranger, Patranger, however you want to say it, it's two teams. Something really cool about the toy line is that they release the same type of things, but it's like a Lupinranger edition or Patranger edition. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the Patrangers look like nerds. Like, I don't like their suits at all. They look kind of weird. And the Lupinrangers just look cooler because, you know, they have a cape and they're robbers and they're just really badass looking. And when they released the VS Changer, they actually released the Lupinranger edition, which I have right here, and the Patranger edition. And it's basically the same changer. You know, they use the same type of changer, but it depends on the dial fighter that you get. For example, if you get the Lupinranger VS Changer edition, you get this, the Red Ranger's dial fighter which is Lupin Red. And if you get the Patranger edition, you get this, and I think you get a trigger machine. I think that's what they're called, the Lupinranger, the Patranger's vehicle thing. Yeah, I'm messing up the names because it's so much stuff that I have to cover. Yeah, but if you guys don't understand what I mean, this is the Patranger's little vehicle thing that he uses to transform. And yeah, and actually they both transform in a different way with this thing. So I'll show all that to you guys. And yeah, guys, but I don't want to ramble on too much. Let's just get right away to the box, and then we'll check out the toy itself. All right, guys. So here's the packaging for the VS Changer, the Lupinranger edition, and here it is. And something really cool that Japan is doing now is that they're doing the packaging backwards. Usually in America, this is how the packaging would look for a toy, or this is how we had it in the past. But now they're doing it backwards, and the back is the front, and the front is the back. So I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but yeah. But it looks kind of weird, but you know, it's just a little thing that I have, and yeah. So here it is. Here's the front of the packaging. And it looks awesome. I love Sentai packaging. I've always have. I actually keep the boxes all the time. Every time I get a Sentai toy. American toys not as much because the boxes for that are usually open packaging and they're just stupid cardboard. And they barely have any designs. But with Sentai in Japan, they go out of their way to make the box look amazing. So you just get excited just looking at the box. And yeah. So here it is. So like I said, I got the Lupinranger edition because I like the Lupinrangers a lot more. So yeah, it shows you Lupin Red, Lupin Blue, and Lupin Yellow. And yeah, so it's 3 members for both teams. So yeah, so you know, they keep it consistent, you know, not 5 versus 3, it's just 3 members for both. Initially, I actually thought that the Red Ranger would be the same Red Ranger for both teams, so he would switch roles here and there, you know. But it's 2 Red Rangers in a season, which is also really cool. I think that's the first time we have 2 leaders at the same time. You know, it doesn't really count with Time Ranger, where the Red Ranger was also a 6 Ranger. Well, we had 2 Red Rangers in that season, but one was a 6 Ranger. It doesn't really count, but in Lupinranger, Patranger, it's 2 Red Rangers at the same time that are leading 2 teams, so that's really cool. Yeah, so anyways, enough rambling, back to the packaging. Here it is. Here's the VS Changer with the red dial fighter on it, and yeah, and that's how it transforms and stuff. Right? That's how you transform. On top here is, it's in Japanese letters. It says Kaitou Sentai Lupinrangers versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger, and yeah. And then it says versus something in Japanese, probably Lupinranger, something, something, something. And then this down here it says Deluxe VS Changer. And the reason why I know that is because it says Deluxe VS, and this just probably means Changer, so yeah. And the rest is other Japanese stuff I can't read. And yeah, and then down here on the right is the Bandai logo. Bandai will continue making toys in Japan for Sentai, but over here, not anymore after 2019. And yeah, and it also tells you it comes with a little Daiso card, which is really cool, and it's actually a sticker. Wow, I just realized that. I thought that was part of the packaging. And yeah, they started doing Daiso again in Japan. It's like the Power Rangers action card game that we had over here. Toei seal approval. And then on the side is Lupin Red, and he's jumping up with the Versus Changer. And yeah, and then here's the Versus Changer with the red dial fighter on it. And then on the other side is the 3 Lupinrangers, just jumping up, doing parkour kicks and stuff. And down here is random Japanese stuff. In the back is where you get all the information about the rest of the toys in the toy line and stuff you can do with the VS Changer. So we'll go up here first. And up here it says Deluxe VS Changer, something, something, something. And then here it shows you the 2 mechas for the Patrangers and Lupinrangers. And yeah, so here are the trigger machines for the Patrangers, and this is what they use to transform, and it's also part of their mechs, their mechas or whatever. And on the right side is the Lupinrangers. And yeah, and you actually, the main body piece, which is called Good Striker, if I believe that's the name, that's actually part of both things. So you actually need Good Striker for either mechas to actually form their mechas. So like I said, they use sort of the same type of system to to work around and stuff, and it's the same type of technology. And yeah, and then up here it's kind of shadowy, but you guys see it's Patranger, Keisatsu Sentai Patranger versus Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger, and then just Lupin Red and Patranger Ichigo. And yeah, so they transform in different ways. You guys see right here. With the Patrangers, the VS Changer, the front part right here, you switch it around, and yeah, so it goes down for Patrangers, and then it goes up for Lupinrangers. I'll show you guys how that works. You guys probably don't understand what I mean. And yeah, but yeah, and this is how you transform. You insert the Dial Fighter into the VS Changer, and then you switch it up to turn it into Lupin Red. And yeah, and you press the buttons and stuff, and then you can also call the Dial Fighter, for Zord mode or whatever. If you people, or for you American people over there, don't know what mech or mecha is. And yeah, and then it tells you how to transform it into its Megazord mode or mecha. You need Good Striker and the other two Dial Fighters. And yeah. And then down here it just tells you that you can collect the trigger machine for Patranger Ichigo to transform into Patranger Ichigo. And yeah, and here's the Good Striker. You can also get that, and that can also be inserted into the VS Changer. Yeah, so the packaging looks really cool, awesome. Now let's get to the Daiso card thing. By the way, guys, if my voice sounds kind of raspy or weird, it's because I got sick, and I had plans to film this review a few days later from now, but I didn't want to wait, and yeah, so I'm kind of sick, so stick with me, please, if you can. And yeah, so here's the Daiso card that it comes with, and it's basically the action card game of Power Rangers in Japan. It's I'm not sure if it's called Daiso anymore. It's probably called something different, but it's basically the same thing. They do the scanner things in the machines and stuff like they used to do with Daiso, and you get really cool videos and stuff, and it's like a fighting game type thing in Japan. I don't know how it works. And yeah, but the card it comes with shows Lupin Red and Patranger Ichigo, and it says the name of the Sentai, Kaitou Sentai Lupinrangers fights versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. Yeah, and then down here it probably shows you the stats and stuff and the name of the card, and it's just a really cool little thing that it comes with. I never expected it to come with it because usually Sentai toys don't come with cards or anything. I know Kamen Rider toys do, because I've gotten the Ghost belt and the Drive belt, and they come with cards, but this is the first time it comes with a Sentai toy, so that's really cool. Alright guys, so here we have the Red Dial Fighter and the VS Changer, and yeah, so let's take a look at the Dial Fighter first. Yeah, so guys, so here it is. This is the current gimmick for this year's Sentai, and if I believe the theme kind of goes for the Lupinrangers, it's like air-based vehicles, and then the Patrangers is like ground-based vehicles like cars and stuff. And I kind of noticed this because Lupin Blue, his Dial Fighter thing, it's like a little plane, and then Lupin Yellow is like I don't know what to call it, maybe a helicopter. I don't know if that looks like a helicopter. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I picked that up, and yeah, with the Patrangers, it's more like emergency vehicles and stuff, like a police car, and then how do you say emergency vehicle? You guys know what I mean. And yeah, guys, so that's probably the theme they're going for, and I've seen so far that the auxiliary Zords for the Lupinrangers have been like more air-based vehicles and stuff. So yeah, so it's probably what they're going with, which is pretty cool. I think this is the first time we used vehicles as a gimmick, if I'm correct. Probably in 2010s. I'm not sure about the past, but the only time they used vehicles was in Tokyo, and that was like trains. So I'm not sure. And yeah, so that's really cool. Yeah, guys. So here we have the Red Dial Fighter, which is pretty basic, just a little kind of aircraft. And yeah, you can twist this up here, which actually opens it up, and you can actually reveal the Megazord's face. So yeah, so this is the top part of the mecha, which is really cool. Yeah, so it has like a little like how do you say, like a safe thing? That thing that they used to open up safes and stuff. And yeah, so it's like a password type system. It's really cool when you transform. You guys will see. Yeah, guys. So that's pretty much you can raise up the wings. I'm not sure if this is part of the transformation for the mecha too. To raise up the wings, which actually it is. I'm looking at the packaging right now. It is. And yeah, so that's a little vehicle. Not that much to do with it. The main thing of the whole review is the VS Changer, and that's what we're reviewing. And the VS Changer is basically a blaster or a gun type thing. I think we've had this in Sentai before with Kyoryuger, which was the most recent one that they used guns. And yeah, it's just a white blaster, nothing special. and it actually reminds me of the Vector weapon from Time Ranger. I'm kind of on a blank right now because I haven't seen Time Ranger in a minute. But the Rangers in Time Ranger, I think the Red Ranger specifically, he used a weapon that kind of looked like this. And yeah, so if you guys know Time Force or Time Rangers, you guys know what I'm talking about. And yeah, in Time Ranger, the Green Ranger actually built it for him, and he used it in an episode to take down this monster. I remember that. And yeah, so to turn it on, it has a button right here. You push to the side and there, and that's the sound it makes when you turn it on. And yeah, so it has a default sound when you pull the trigger or push it down. And I like that it's consistent. It actually sounds like a gun that you're blasting. You know, with Power Ranger toys, they have this thing where it actually kind of pisses me off. It's like my little pet peeve. Where we have blasters in Power Ranger toys, you press the trigger and it makes like 3 different sounds every time you press it. So it's kind of like not consistent, you know, with a real gun or a blaster. But this thing, you know, you push the trigger. I keep saying pull. And yeah, so you know, you actually get the same sound over and over, which is kind of boring for most, but I actually like it. It makes it look consistent, yeah. So to transform, you pull this back here, and like I said, you kind of move it around. It's like a stage. And yeah, so for the Patrangers, you move it down. And you guys see the Patranger emblem right there. That's the logo for them. And then to transform into Lupinranger, you move it up. And you guys see the Lupinranger emblem, which is really cool. And that's the sound it makes. And yeah. So let's transform, guys. That's what we're here for. So this is the basic mode. This is how you're going to have it when you're not using any dial fighters, or when you're about to use a dial fighter. You insert the dial fighter. And that's the sound it makes. And then you do the same thing where you move this around. That's the sound it makes. By the way, guys, this doesn't have to be accurate. When you move it around, you're not actually supposed to go to 0, 1, 0. You can just move it around 3 times, and it'll just say the name or the numbers. You know, I'm not actually putting 0, 1, 0, which is, that would be too hard, and then, you know, the Ranger take forever to transform. And yeah, so then you push this back here. And push the trigger. And that's the Lupinranger transformation, and it's amazing. I love it. I like the little Lupinranger, and then when it actually finishes transforming, it goes Lupinranger, which I like it. It sounds catchy and stuff, and yeah. Really, sad thing I can't do in this video is I can't transform into a Patranger. It won't allow me. So yeah, so to transform into a Patranger, let me turn this off real quick. To transform into the Patranger, I would need the trigger machine, which is not Lupin, it's Patranger Ichigo's trigger machine. And yeah, so since I don't have it, I can't transform and I can't go down. And yeah, and funny thing, I don't know if they did this on purpose with Bandai or not, but if you try to make this look, if you try to take the stage and you put it down the opposite way, and you would try to transform into a Patranger, it won't allow you because the wings in the back, it's gonna block it, and you can't move these right here. You can't move them, so it's gonna block the transformation. I don't know if Bandai did that on purpose, you know, to kind of do like an Easter egg where they can't pull it down. I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but that's, you know, it stops you, so I can't really do anything. And yeah, so it's not until I get the trigger machine for Patranger Ichigo that I can't transform into a Patranger, get the sounds for that. So stay tuned for another video where I transform into Patranger Ichigo. Alright guys, so another thing you can do with this is you can summon its sword mode. And yeah, so let's do that. And yeah, so that's the summoning of the Zord mode. So in total, every time you get a new vehicle, it'll make 2 sounds. It'll make a transformation sound for the Rangers, and then it'll also do the vehicle summoning. Unfortunately, we don't get like a final attack sound. We usually have gotten those in the past few years with the Sentai transformation items, and I don't know why they omitted it from this one. But I think I overheard that if you get the 3, I'm not sure. I mean, this is probably just coming out of my mind. I'm not sure if I'm right or not or wrong. But I think if you get the 3 trigger machines or dial fighters from both teams, you can make it like a final attack sound. I'm not sure if it's with that or you get the good striker, and then good striker is the one that makes the final attack sound. But yeah, but either one of those, it is. I'm not sure because it's been a minute since I've seen toy reviews for these toys. I usually, since I have the toy, I try to figure stuff out. But correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, guys. You guys know that you guys usually correct me when I say something wrong, and yeah, guys, and yeah, so that's the sounds that it makes. It's not a lot, they're not gonna give you a bunch of sounds in one toy, and I'm used to this by now because Sentai's been doing gimmicks for years since I've been collecting, and usually the gimmicks only give you like 3 to 2 sounds, so it's not really a lot. It was only with Zyuohger that we got a bunch of sounds in one toy because Zyuohger didn't really have a gimmick, but now we're back with gimmicks again with Sentai, with Lupinranger, Patranger, so, we'll have less sounds here, but, I mean, that's how the toys sell, you get more gimmicks, you make more noise and stuff, and yeah, so I'm excited to collect more because these little vehicle things, they're cool, they actually serve a purpose. You can get them, you can make sounds with them, you can transform, and at the same time you can also use them to form the Megazord, and I like those type of gimmicks where you can do a bunch of stuff with them. I don't like gimmicks where like it's only like one thing and that's what it does, and yeah, so it's actually really cool that they have a bunch of features, and yeah. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on the VS Changer is it's a really cool and interesting changer, It's only the beginning of the year right now, so I don't have a lot, to base off of it. I don't have every single of the gimmick for Lupinranger versus Patranger, so, I can't really make a lot of sounds. And this happens to me every year. I don't get I don't get a lot of gimmick at the first time, so, I only have one gimmick and, it's just a little bit of sounds. And yeah, but going off the actual changer itself and not the gimmick, it's interesting, I'm not a huge fan of the gun type changers or the weapon type changer. I'm more a fan of like the brace type changers, like with Tokyo we had a brace type changer, and Go Busters too. I mean I was born in around the 2000s, in 2001, so around that time Power Rangers and Sentai were doing a lot of brace changers, but now recently they've done more weapons and stuff like sabers and guns, etc. But it's interesting, and I really like the look of it. It has, like I said before, it looks like a weapon from Time Ranger that Time Red used one time in an episode, and he used it here and there, and yeah, I don't remember the name right now. I'm blanking on it. But if you guys remember the name, you guys can go on the internet or whatever. You guys can correct me in the description down below. And yeah, but it's really cool. I like the whole thing it does where you can move around the bases and stuff, and I like the sound that it makes. It's really like satisfying, that. And yeah, so it's really cool, and the gimmick is cool. It still doesn't, it doesn't surpass my favorite gimmick of all time, which was the Ranger keys, but it does have a lot of features, which is probably like a number 2 spot on my favorite gimmicks of Power Rangers. So it really takes number 2 spot because it does a bunch of stuff. It's part of the mecha and stuff, and yeah, and it does sounds, and you can transform into a Ranger using this thing. And Tokyo did that too, but with the trains and the rushes, it was only a piece of the Megazord. This is literally the Red Ranger's mecha, so you already have the Zord for the Red Ranger out of the way. You just have to get the other 2, and the good striker, and you basically have the Lupinranger mecha, which is really cool and a cheap way to collect all the Zords and mechs and stuff. And yeah, so that's really cool. And hey guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed my review. It was really short because I didn't want to make a long review for my return. I do want to focus on more videos coming up. And hey guys, but it was really fun reviewing this thing. Like I said, it was really cool. And yeah, so stay tuned for a lot more Lupinrangers, Patranger, or Patranger toy reviews. I do have a lot more stuff planned. And yeah guys, anyways, this is Roberto from Ranger Mania, signing out.